So a job loss 8 months in a row now for the labor market here in the U.S. Joining us with their thoughts on that are CNBC contributor Jared Bernstein, senior economist at the Economic Policy Institute, and James Sherk joins us this time around. He's Bradley Fellow of Labor Policy at the Heritage Foundation. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Jared, these numbers smell like recession to you, don't they?
Well, we've never had 8 months of consecutive job losses without being in an official recession, so it's really just an academic question at this point. On the other hand, you did get that 3.3% pop in GDP in the second quarter. That certainly doesn't look recessionary. But one thing you can be sure of is that that GDP pop is nowhere to be seen in the job market. Not only are we seeing losses as we have in prior months, but they're accelerating. These problems seem to be deepening. You certainly see that in the unemployment rate pop, 5.7 to 6.1%. That's the biggest jump in we got the biggest 4-month jump in unemployment since 1980.
And some data I saw this morning, since the unemployment report bottomed in March of last year, this economy has lost 2 million jobs, if that number was correct. James,
well, that's the increase in the number of unemployed, up 2 million.
And James, what do you make of what's going on right now?
It looks like the economy is suffering from the cost of high energy prices. If you look at where those job losses are occurring, a lot of that is in the automobile sector, both in retail and manufacturing. And that's because Americans are cutting back on their purchases of automobiles, particularly the SUVs that account for such a large portion of the automobile manufacturers' earnings. We also see in the professional and business services job losses, but almost entirely in temporary help and employment services.
That's what bothers me about this report is the services. I was reading Michael Darda this morning. Services are 84% of the U.S. economy, and we've got 3 consecutive monthly declines now, and the 27,000 dip in August was twice what it was in July.
Yeah. Retail, retail sector also has been shedding jobs consistently. Basically, you have to look pretty hard to find the 2 sectors that are consistently going the other way, bucking the negative trend. That's government and healthcare. They've been the stalwarts. Otherwise, pretty much every industry is shedding jobs.
Yeah.
Construction as well, of course.
I want to have a quick technical conversation so everybody else just can go to sleep for a minute. The big story here was the 0.4 increase in the unemployment rate. Now, what I understand is that some of that, I think the market actually has caught on to this, maybe part of the rebound, is that half or maybe more could be caused by the extension of unemployment benefits, which causes you to answer the question about whether you're unemployed and looking for work differently. So I'm just wondering, let me throw this to James out there. James, is that at least part of the reason why we had this surge in unemployment, and it may actually come back and not be quite as bad as that 6.1 indicates?
Almost certainly. There's been a lot of studies that show that when you provide extended unemployment benefits, people stay unemployed longer. They're collecting the benefits. There's less pressure to look for new work, and that almost certainly accounts for a good portion of
so
that.
No, but that's not what you're saying. But Jared, it's not technical. Yeah, if it's exactly 0.2 and not 0.4, it matters a lot.
That's right, exactly, Steve. I mean, first of all, don't conflate the unemployment insurance report with this household survey. They're 2 totally different beasts.
Well, no, it's not, Jared. That's not true, because if you answer the question, am I unemployed and not looking for work, then you don't get the benefits.
Right, but the point is that if you say you're unemployed, you are legitimately unemployed. There's no statistical artifact there. Now, if you're saying that more people are unemployed because they're getting extended benefits, that's different.
All right, folks, thank you. James, Jared, always good to see you. Thank you for joining us this time around with the unemployment report here. We're going to take a